Okay, so we're in Hyde Park in Sydney, very important place in the history development of Sydney, especially connected to Governor Macquarie, but not far from the Macquarie statue we have one here to William Daly, and underneath you see this, the wings, the snakes, the disc, something worth looking at. It connects not only to another important location within Hyde Park itself, but also to London and back to ancient Egypt, especially to the Dendera zodiac. So here we have the Hyde Park obelisk. This was erected in 1857. It's part of the sewer system, really. It's also called the stink pipe because it's a ventilation system for the sewer and a water network, and that's why you'll see at the very top it has a metal pinnacle, and that's again to let the air out. But a few other researchers have noticed some connections to the location of it and to the orientation of the sun during the year. So it's like a sundial, but a little bit more elaborate than that. But that's not the point I'm interested in at the moment. It's again we see the winged disc and the snakes, but most importantly we see the sphinxes above it, and these sphinxes are looking out. They're looking away from the obelisk itself. Usually sphinxes will be facing each other, but these ones are all facing away, and each sphinx head at the corner actually has two bodies. But the Hyde Park obelisk is based on Cleopatra's needle in London, which was one of a pair. The other one is in New York in Central Park, and Cleopatra's needle in London. The Dendera zodiac is very important. Also, this coin, 2001 coin, minted in Western Australia. But so here we have Cleopatra's needle in London, and the sphinxes are, well, they're facing inward, so it's a little bit some questions about the arrangement of it, but it's guarded by sphinxes, but also the collar, the metal collar, which we'll focus in on a moment. We can see how the Sydney obelisk, the Hyde Park obelisk, was got its connections. Now, I'm not sure of a date that this metal collar was put around, but we have the same connections to the Temple of Dendera, but and Isis. So this winged sun disc with the snakes, and is really a reference to the Silver Gate of Isis, as in the Golden Gate Park. There's the Golden Gate and Isis, the Silver Gate. So just like the Dali sculpture, just like the Hyde Park obelisk has this sun disk. So here we can see a comparison of New York and London, how one has the crabs, but also like a reference to, anyway. But there in the middle we see the some of her engravings from the Temple of Hathor in Dendera. You see, like, above is the snakes, and underneath is the scarab, and below that you'll see the figure wearing the pointy hat, which is also a reference to the crowns of Egypt. So for instance, in the top left, in the very center, that's a reference to the crowns there. So above the snakes. And anyway, just a connection to show how these symbols are sort of, well, not sort of, hidden in plain sight. It's very much a link between the modern world and the ancient world, which has never quite died out.